Hello again and welcome to part 2. I am still reading Ducks and I'm about 650 pages in now. I've still got a few buddies reading it with me, although, like I said before, a lot of them have dropped out because it's very long, it's very repetitive, and it's badly in need of an edit. Now, I actually think the writing is getting better as this book goes along. At the beginning, there was quite a lot of awkward word association tennis going on. There was a lot of kind of just randomly saying books that rhymed. Not books, sorry, randomly saying words and concepts that rhymed, and it seemed to be jumping about in a way that wasn't really like any stream of consciousness, or, I mean, obviously you don't know how other people think, it could be how the writer thinks, but it didn't seem very realistic to me. But as the book goes on, it does read more and more. It's like she got into the swing of it, and I am getting more used to the voice, and it does seem more convincing. The only difficulty is I can't imagine most people will get this far, so it just badly needs cutting down. And I think the reason why this book is so long, I think it's probably a bit of a gimmick, because obviously writing a 1,000 page, massive stream of consciousness novel is more unusual than just, doing a simple 400 page book. But I just think it just needs an axe taking to it, not in an aggressive way, just in an edity way, because there is so much good writing in here. It's just buried under a load of excess guffage. I'm trying to think of a polite word for it. But yes, I am finding that this book is getting better as it goes along. It's taken quite a long time to get here, and you need a lot of patience, and you need to really be committed to finishing it, because unless you're reading it on audiobook, which I imagine you can kind of do other stuff while it's kind of sinking in the background. I imagine a lot of people have said it has quite a hypnotic effect, but as someone who kind of meticulously reads every word, and finds it very, very difficult to kind of skim and just chill and just let the narrative wash over them, it can be hard work. So it depends on how you read, as to what your thoughts are on that. Anyway, genuinely feeling a little bit more positive about it. It's heading for 3 out of 5 stars at the moment, which is, it's got good things about it and it's got bad things about it. Some of my 3-star reads are just because they're meh. I wouldn't say this was meh, I would say I have opinions. And that in itself makes it worthwhile reading, because you want the full experience and you want to be able to to give a proper informed opinion and experience both the bad bits and the good bits. So I'm just gonna make myself a drink and sit in the sunshine. There's probably some cats. In that long grass over there. There's at least one. But you'd never know, because it's like, oh no, there's one. There's Pickles. Shall I zoom in? Oh no, can't zoom in. Anyway, she's there looking cute. I'm gonna get myself a drink and read some more. Guys, it is a beautiful day. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, and I'm still reading Ducks. I want to be reading something with dragons in, or something, something that has a story. I'm on page 766. We've had another couple of people drop out of the buddy read. It's just me and Lenny now, I believe. Hi Lenny, if you're watching. She's taking it at a much more sensible pace. I'm reading about 7 books because I think I just keep adding extra books onto my currently reading, so I don't have to read this, and it's not really... So where are we at the moment? It's very much more of the same. Talking about random films she's watching. There's a mountain lion on the loose, which should be exciting, but believe me, it isn't. Not much longer to go. 17 pages left to go. So it's finally over. I have finally finished Ducks, and this means that I think this means I win the buddy read, seeing as I'm the only person who carried on reading it. I think we have one more Ducks soldier soldiering along. Hi, Lenny. I'm actually feeling a lot more kindly disposed to it now that I no longer have to read it. I'm pretty sure it's been kind of low-key bumming me out over the last few weeks. It's basically a book about everything that is wrong with the world, from the point of view of one homemaker and pie maker in Ohio's point of view. And there's a bit of mountain lion action as well, which will make more sense if you read the book, which I don't recommend you do, by the way. And this could have been a brilliantly creative 400-page novel with a decent editor cutting out all the nonsense lists, all the bits about sorry, my brain is just my brain is so sleepy after so much reading. So cutting out the lists, the long descriptions of her dreams, and actually putting in a bit more insightful commentary as opposed to this terrible thing happened, isn't that terrible? Well, yes, it is terrible, and there's not really any more depth to it than that, which I suppose is realistic, because most people do just kind of skim over these things in their minds when they're busy. But in terms of would I have, because I must have spent about 40 hours plus reading this book, and I read for 3 reasons predominantly. So one is for entertainment. So fun, joyous books like mysteries and fantasies and some literary fiction also is in that category. Reason number 2 is to better myself, so for new ideas, new perspectives, to learn stuff. And number 3 reason for reading is for the experience. And this book I would put in the it was an experience category, so that's why I kept reading it. That's what I wanted to have, the full experience of a 1,000-page stream of consciousness novel set in Trump era America, and it certainly delivered that. It just took far too long, and all my criticisms, I'm pretty sure the author would be of the opinion that no, it's meant to be like that. It's meant to be overly long, it's meant to drag, it's meant to kind of repeat itself, it's meant to do that, and now that I've finished it, I can look back at the aspects of it that I found clever. But overall, I wouldn't rave about this book. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone else. I wouldn't encourage people to read it, and so from that point of view, I can't really say it worked for me or is a successful read in my book. I do think if you cut out 600 pages of it and left it with a tight, well-curated 400-page novel, it would have worked a lot better, and would have had a bigger impact. Because if you want a book to hit, you have to have a readership, and most of the people who were reading this along the way have in fact dropped out. So I'm definitely in the minority. I know that one person in particular found the constant negative stream of thoughts very, very intrusive in their daily life. A couple of people just got 20 pages in and just thought, what is this? Not for me. And then very wisely just got on with their life. Am I glad I read it? Yes, because it isn't like anything else I've read. I can't think of anything else that has the same kind of, like I say, I would find it difficult to compare it to stuff. Other stream of consciousness novels. I would compare it unfavourably to Bernardine Evaristo's Girl, Woman, Other, which is an incredible book that I'd put in anyone's hand. Ali Smith's stream of consciousness postmodern novels are, a lot more experimental and poetic. This is very much all from the same character's point of view, and and like I say, I can see how some people might have found it hypnotic and might have found it enjoyable from that point of view. And I did learn a little bit from it, but probably not as much as I would have learnt from using the time to read non-fiction. So I can see why it was Booker nominated, but I can also see why it didn't win the prize compared to Evaristo and Atwood. Anyway, that's that. The next big chunkster that I'm going to torture myself with is Ulysses. So I'm going to get started on that. Maybe I might give myself a couple of months off just to give myself some nice popcorny joyous reading in the meantime, and then we're going to get in for the experience. So feel free to join me, and I'm sure I'll make some vids along the way. Take care, everyone.